Okay, take a look at this page. How many times have you seen it? I mean, hundreds? Thousands? It's one of the most common doorways on the entire internet, and yet we just kind of click through it without a second thought. But what if I told you there's a whole lot more going on here? That this simple, clean page is actually packed with hidden clues about identity, security, and trust. Let's break this thing down. So yeah, really look at it. What's this page actually asking you for? And what is it offering you in return? It's time to pull back the curtain on this digital handshake that we all do every single day without even thinking about it. And that's really the best way to think about it, a digital handshake. It's that moment you walk up to a secure, personal, digital door and you say, hey, I'd like to come in. It's the very first move in a transaction that's, well, almost completely invisible to us. I mean, just think about those two words, sign in. It sounds so simple, right? But it's so much more than just a button. It's a command, it's an action, and it's a promise. You're declaring that you're about to enter your personal digital world. Your emails, your contacts, your calendar. It's basically the modern way of turning the key in your own front door. So every single time you log in, you're going through these 3 steps, even if you don't realize it. First, you state who you are. Next, you have to prove it. Yep, that's your password. And only if both of those things line up, then you get in. It's one of the most fundamental transactions of our digital lives. Okay, so if signing in is like unlocking a door, then what are the keys? Well, that's where the whole identity piece of this puzzle comes in. You see this little box right here? This is where you present your key. It's the one unique thing the system uses to pick you out from literally billions of other people. It's not just a bunch of letters and numbers. It's your specific, unique address in the massive world of Google. And what's really interesting here is you can see how our digital identities have evolved. Your email, that's the classic, the original digital address. But your phone number, that's different. It's way more personal, more directly tied to you. It's a huge part of modern security. And it's definitely a hint about where things are headed, to a future without passwords where your phone is the key. And then there's this little gem. Forgot email? This is the first safety net. It's Google basically admitting, hey, we know you're human. People forget stuff. This tiny link is so important because it's the system saying, don't panic, we've got a way to help you find your keys. It's a design choice that's all about empathy. Okay, let's switch gears for a second, because this page isn't just designed for you sitting at your own desk on your own laptop. It's also anticipating a much riskier situation, logging in when you're on a computer that isn't yours. This question, it really makes you stop and think, doesn't it? It just instantly shifts your mindset. All of a sudden, you're thinking about security, about who's going to use this machine after you are. It's such a simple but super effective way to make you a little more aware of what's going on. And this is what Google suggests you do. Use guest mode. And it's not just about privacy. It's more about digital hygiene. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It's kind of like putting a coaster down on your friend's nice coffee table. It just makes sure that when you get up and leave, you take all of your digital footprints with you. No history, no cookies, nothing left behind. And listen, it is really important to understand the difference here. A regular private browsing window is good, but guest mode is way better for this specific scenario. Why? Because it creates a completely separate, temporary little bubble for you to work in. It's just a much more robust way to make sure none of your information gets left behind by accident. All right, so we've talked about the main event, the sign-in part. But now, look all the way down at the bottom of the page. You see those little links, the ones we all ignore like 99% of the time? Well, it turns out they're pretty much the foundation that this entire service is built on. I like to think of these as the 4 pillars. You've got create account, obviously, but then there's help, privacy, and terms. And trust me, this isn't just boring legal stuff. This is the stuff that defines your entire relationship with Google. It's the support system, the contract about your data, and the official rulebook, all right there. So help is pretty self-explanatory. It's your lifeline. It's the user manual and the IT support desk all rolled into one. When something goes wrong that's a bit more complicated than just forgetting your email, this is where you go. It's Google's way of saying, look, you're not completely on your own with this. Now, this next one, privacy. This might be the single most important link on the entire page. This is the deal. It's the contract that spells out exactly what Google will and will not do with the incredible amount of information you're about to give them access to. And get this, the second you click sign in, you're basically saying, I agree to this, whether you've actually read it or not. And finally, terms. This is the official rulebook. It governs your use of the service, what you're allowed to do, what they are obligated to provide, and what happens if either of you breaks the rules. It's the formal legal agreement behind that whole digital handshake idea we started with. So yeah, we've unpacked a lot from what looks like such a simple page. A login is clearly this complex intersection of your identity, your security, and a legal agreement. It's a moment of trust, where you hand over your credentials in exchange for getting access to your personal world. So I'll just leave you with this question. The next time you land on this page, just pause for a second. Think about the keys you're using, think about the security of the room you're in, and think about the rules of the house you're about to enter. What are you really opening the door to?